Welcome to the ArtMaster channel. Today we'll be working on Goku Limit Breaker. Okay, to begin, we'll start off by drawing a vertical line near the center of the page, but a little leaning to the left. Then we'll make these three dots as seen on screen, and these will essentially help us to get the face, more situated on the page. But for now, we're gonna make a circle, we're gonna complete the circle, and that's gonna be our point of reference. As a point of note, if you need to do more dots in order to shape the face better, sure, go ahead and do them. I just used 3 because I'm used to it by now. Then we can use the top of the circle to just limit where the forehead is going to be, and then we can use a vertical line here so we can see where the eyes are going to be. This first eye will intersect with the central line. Be careful when drawing the shape and the size of the eyebrow. That is one of the main mistakes that we do when drawing Dragon Ball eye type of eyes. The left eye, or actually it is the right eye, but the left side of the page, this eye is going to be smaller because he's not going to be looking forward. His face is going to be a little bit sideways. Then we move on with the frown, which is basically like an upside M. And then we work on the nose, which is like a little bent L. We just make like a little extra tiny triangle on the nose. And then the mouth is not really hard, it's just like a little line, and with a line underneath so that we can see the chin. After that, we do the typical expression lines under the eyes, and then we can move to make the ears. You have to really notice that the top of the ear is going to be aligned with the eyebrow, so that's really important. And then we can work on the inner details of the ear as well. Then we can move to do the first locks of hair. The left side of the face, that lock is gonna fall right next to the eye, and on the right side, that lock of hair is gonna fall right where the eyebrow and the pupil meet. When drawing these hair locks, I really like to begin where they end, basically, so that we have a better idea where the hair is gonna fall, and then we can continue working upwards to a more wider hair, because it ends in a very neat and pointy end. This hair kind of reminds me of Son Goku's Dragon Ball Z hairstyle, but instead of being jetted outwards, the hair is kind of pointing upward. We can just draw them one on top of the other until they fit and look like they should. Since this hair kind of looks like the same style as the original form, remember to have this curvature in the upper side of it. Once this is done, we can begin with the neck and shoulders. The left side of the neck kind of follows the same line as the nose, so you can take that as a reference. And on the right side of the paper, it goes just where the last hair lock ends. We'll continue with the shoulders, and as you can see, they are aligned, and that's good to have that reference so that we can continue working on the arms going downwards and keeping everything uniform and looking nice. Unfortunately, here the software messed with the footage, so I lost the rest of the sketch, but we're gonna have to move on directly to the line art. As usual, we use the inking pens that go up to 1 millimeter in their size or of their tip, These ones are Copic or Copic, whatever you want to call them. I bought these in Japan and they are amazing. I thought that they were not going to do so much of a difference, but they did. So, well, if you want to up your game, you know where to get them. A tip when doing line art, try to get all your nerves out beforehand and keep those lines uniform in one go. You don't want to redo them a lot or having to stop midway, because it's just not going to look as good as it can be. Once it's done, we leave it to dry and then we erase the remaining parts of the sketch. Well, we'll begin with the alcohol-based markers and then we'll move on to pastel pencils, but we'll use the black marker for the hair, and then we're going to use 2 shades of gray, a darker gray and a lighter gray, for the highlights of the hair. As always, you can always check in the description box below every material that I use. Remember that we want to mix these colors together quite fast for that gradient effect to look really good. We don't want to let them dry, so as soon as you're done with the black, move on to the different shades of gray. Also, the paper is very important. I am using a Copic paper for this, a Copic paper, so check the description box for the links on where to find it. With the same light gray that we use for the hair, we're gonna color his eyes, because in this transformation, that's their color. For the skin, we'll begin with this color, which is called hazelnut, and it's basically a very light skin tone, and we're just gonna use it in areas that really need to pop by the end. Then we'll be using the skin white Copic marker. If you're not using Copic or Copic, try to get a tone that is similar to this one, because it really looks amazing on this drawing. As always, when working on gradient effects with alcohol-based markers, my tip is start with the darkest shade of color and then move up on that spectrum. What do you guys think about this particular transformation? What is your favorite form of Goku? Please leave it in the comments down below. As always, you can always leave recommendations on what you want me to draw in the comments down below, and I'll sure to check them out. Please don't forget to follow me on my social media to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing on the channel. Now, before we move into the pastel pencils, what we're going to do is use black marker to do the outline of his aura, because it's going to really pop by the end. And now we move to the pastel pencils. As you can see, I started with a darker shade of blue right in the outline of the aura so that I can, mix it with the black, and then I moved to the lighter spectrum of that blue, leaving some white spaces for the highlights of the aura. Once I was done with that, I used like a pastel bar of color white to really highlight those white areas of its aura. Then you can use a tissue paper to spread it around, or your finger, but if you're going to use the finger, please make sure that it's clean so that your oils and any dirt that you might have on your hands doesn't get stuck on the paper. And honestly, sometimes using your hands, it gives a better uniform look to the whole spread that you do. I also did some of the aura streaks on his hair, on his skin, and then I used white chalk and a white gel pen to do more effects and then blur them together. And I don't know, I think it really added a little bit, that little extra oomph to the end of the drawing. Anyway, I really do hope that you enjoyed this one, guys. As always, leave a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel for more videos on how to draw and tutorials on many different characters. As always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.